So I'd like to welcome up our first two speakers, Genevieve Head Gordon, who's the Director of E-commerce and Growth at Solo di Janeiro, and Karen DiClemente, the Head of the Retail Practice at Listrak. They were doing some really, really cool work together with messaging and SMS, and so we'll turn the time over to you ladies.
Awesome, great, thank you. Thanks, Dave. Well, it's really great to be here. Thank you all for coming. We hope that you'll have some nice takeaways. I am Karen DiClemente, Head of Retail Practice at Listrak. And for those of you who've never heard of Listrak or have not yet picked up a pair of knockaround sunglasses at our booth, we are a cross-channel customer engagement platform powering email, SMS, identity resolution, behavioral triggers, and customer analytics for over 1,000 retailers and brands. So we are exclusively e-commerce focused. And as you can see, I am joined by Genevieve, one of our clients, Sol de Janeiro. So I'll let Genevieve introduce herself and talk to you a little bit about the brand.
Awesome. Nice to see all of you guys. My name is Genevieve Head Gordon. I'm the Executive Director of E-commerce and Growth at Sol de Janeiro. So if you guys have never heard of Sol de Janeiro, we are a Brazilian-inspired beauty and lifestyle brand. So we sell body care, hair care, and fragrance. If you have heard of our Brazilian Boom Boom cream, that is typically what we're known by. It's our hero SKU. It was the very first body cream we ever brought to market and helped to really create the body care category that we all know and love today. The brand was created about 8 years ago, so we're still a new brand and definitely looking for some explosive growth. And Karen and I have worked together for a long time, so awesome to be here.
Yeah, and fun fact, I thought it was Bum Bum cream at first, but it is Boom Boom.
Yes.
Boom Boom cream. Awesome. So, Genevieve said, Sol de Janeiro came on board during a very high growth period. I think I watched a lot of TikTok during the pandemic, and Sol de Janeiro went viral quite a bit there. And so, interesting story, Sol de Janeiro came on using Listrak for SMS only, and we've continued to evolve to grow their program with email and identity resolution. And I think it's, one of the lessons that I like to impart when I do these is partnership is always a two-way street, right? And so when you work with somebody and a team as great as Genevieve's, it makes it very easy to partner with. But I think hearing your perspective on how you've kind of grown with Listrak throughout the 3 years, and especially your team size and what that looks like.
Yeah, so like Karen said, we started with Listrak about 3 years ago, and we were a team of 1 on the retention side, so very, very small. We are now going to be a team of 3 very soon, so very tiny. So when we were looking for a partner on the SMS side, we were looking for someone who could help us from a cost and resources perspective. As you guys know, I'm sure all of your CFOs absolutely hate SMS, given how expensive it is. So we were looking for a partner that could provide some cost savings when it came to their platform and their solution. And then the other major issue that we were dealing with was measurement. So we were obviously investing a lot in email, SMS, and then also our acquisition campaigns. And we were really struggling to actually understand what was actually driving incremental revenue for our programs. And we were getting very disparate reporting from all 3 of our different platforms. And for a team of 1, having to have 3 vendor calls, 3 different types of reporting, 3 different measurement styles was virtually impossible. Not to mention the overall consumer journey, making sure that the messaging was accurate, the timing of which a customer received an email versus a text versus an automated campaign was really difficult. So we were really looking for a omni-channel partner that had cross-channel capabilities that could help answer those 3 issues. So we started, like Karen said, with Listrak on the SMS side, and we saw some pretty nice explosive growth in terms of SMS, and we began to bring them on for email, and then we began to bring them on for CRM, and we also brought them on for our acquisition campaigns as well. And the benefits that we were able to see is that we had one vendor call. That vendor then began to learn a lot more about our brand, about who our customer was, about what we were looking for from a measurement perspective. And for the very first time, we were actually starting to understand where things were actually driving incrementally from a revenue perspective, because reporting was coming from one singular location. The second benefit was that we actually understood a lot more about how our consumer was actually engaging with us via messaging. So we got to actually know that the LTV is so much higher for a customer that is subscribed to us via text and email. And then we also got to learn a lot more in terms of being more agile on, all right, this type of message worked really well on email, let's test it on SMS. Or we know that SMS for our customer is actually now a great acquisition driver. So she joins us via text, and then what actually gets her to engage with us over time is email. So we actually began to learn through this partnership that having one singular platform was so much easier for our team to manage from a customer journey perspective, from a reporting perspective, and then ultimately from a measurement perspective, which helped us determine budget allocation, and then also the team resources.
Yeah, thanks, Genevieve. What's really interesting, and I've actually gotten this question a lot today, and it's around SMS, and it's around incrementality of the channel. How often should we be sending? Because we know that this channel has exploded over the past couple years. I'd love to hear your perspective on how you approach SMS as a brand, and how often you're sending, and do you find incrementality with the channel?
Yeah, absolutely. So surprisingly, we send an SMS every single day. So we worked up to that. And the way that we did it was first we began to understand that our customer wasn't engaging as much with email, and that she wasn't actually subscribing or connecting to our overall list growth. So we actually moved over to SMS being our form of capture, so getting her to actually provide her phone number. And by that learning, we then decided to try and increase the amount of broadcast sends that we were doing via SMS and reduce a little bit on the email side to understand, is this actually a channel that's better for her? And we also began to understand that through looking at behavioral analysis and reporting, that over 90% of our customers came from mobile. So it makes sense that she's engaging so much more via text than via email. The second piece, and Brooks Brothers, that talk, I don't know if you guys went to it earlier, a really great connection. SMS is so much more personalized, right? It feels like you're engaging with a friend, and we're such a fun brand, right? Bright yellow, bright colors. Our products are meant to make you feel confident and fun, and so text messages were a way better way for us to showcase the brand ethos and communicate better with her. So we were able to do all of that via understanding how she behaves, both on-site and then through our campaigns.
Yeah, awesome. So we know that this year has been, I think uncertainty is a word that I hear a lot. And so Genevieve, as you look forward into 2023, what are some of the trends you're seeing specifically for Sol de Janeiro?
Yeah, so one of the benefits too of working with a singular partner across channels and finding ways that you can consolidate is that we actually presented Listrak with our entire D2C growth plan for this next year, not just within SMS and email, but our entire program. And so we actually were able to talk about what are the macro trends we're seeing in the beauty space, what do we know about the Sol de Janeiro customer, and we actually came up with these 5 general trends that we're seeing in the market to determine what our priorities are together within email and SMS and CRM in general, but also help to influence what we're doing overall within our D2C marketing program. So we saw, obviously, post-COVID and post-pandemic, a lot of people are going back to brick and mortar. So we're seeing a lot of D2C brands begin with pop-ups and have freestanding stores, and retail is booming again. And so we know that that's going to impact the way that we market as a global brand. The second piece is immediate gratification, the fact that consumers want to be met with the products that they want immediately right now. So BOPIS is a huge thing. Obviously SMS is immediate gratification, free shipping, all of that. And then there's a lot of changes around messaging. So we all heard about user-generated content is a huge thing. Influencer marketing is continuing to grow. So all of that we talked a lot about with Listrak that helped influence what our priorities are moving forward for the program.
Yeah, and fun fact, is there a pop-up in New York City right now?
There is, yeah. So if you guys go to Times Square, we have a partnership with Sephora where you can go check out our products. There are some massive Boom Boom creams. Our fragrances are in large size that you can take photos with. So definitely go check it out.
Awesome. So, understanding what your goals are for 2023, what the priorities are for your consumers, we know that there's always a never-ending list of things to do with our programs, and everyone has goals that they need to accomplish. I think I have heard that quite a few times as well. It's like, wow, we have some big numbers to hit over the next year or two. So what are some of the things that you're looking at to continue your growth?
Yeah, so like I said, SMS was a massive driver of our list growth. So that is something that we're still hyper-focused on, but we are looking to move more towards automation. So not having to write every single one of our texts and emails, but seeing if there are additional triggers that we can add in, additional segmentation that we can learn about how she's engaging with us to help influence and maintain the list growth that we've driven so far. The other piece that we've worked a lot with Listrak on is on reporting. So again, one of the benefits of consolidating under a singular partner like Listrak is that they're able to be a lot more ingrained in the needs and challenges that we're facing as a brand. So one of the major aspects is on the reporting side, helping us to actually understand what are the product journeys that our customers actually going through, how is she routine building, basket building in terms of her engagement, and then also understanding down to our engagement KPIs, what messaging is working, what creative and assets are working in email and SMS, and then being able to expand that down to the way that we personalize our marketing within the loyalty program that we have on site, the creative that we actually show on site as well, and then making sure that we're expanding some of the D2C specific benefits that we know are working. So we learned through our partnership that loyalty is a massive driver of our LTV and retention, and so pushing that towards our most hyper-engaged audiences has been highly successful. So we want to continue to connect other programs. So an example being, if we have a highly engaged customer who rates us really highly on our NPS or the post-purchase survey, why don't you push her to refer a friend and get word of mouth that way? So by showcasing to Listrak all of the challenges that we're facing as a brand, the opportunities that we see in our full D2C growth program, they were actually able to work with us to come up with an omni-channel and kind of full funnel program that didn't just touch the channels that they specialize in.
And I know you have a loyalty program. Can you talk a little bit about when you launched that and kind of how you market that to your subscriber base and customers?
Yeah, so we actually just launched our new loyalty program in January. It was a massive undertaking, and the way that we changed it is we understood that the LTV of a loyal customer within our loyalty program was the highest. So we wanted to make sure that we could restructure the program to focus more on unique opportunities that she could receive, unique benefits, making sure that she could continue to engage with the brand, and then also make sure that we're standing out against our competitors, and also make sure that there's a differentiator to shopping on .com versus our retailers. So we restructured the program to be more beneficial to those in higher tiers, and then also restructured the program to be more focused on revenue generating activities that we want our customer to do. So instead of prioritizing things like, please write a review, we were prioritizing you get more points for making multiple purchases or joining our subscription program or referring a friend. All those activities help to actually push more revenue, get her more excited about the program, and then build her into higher and higher tiers. So that was really exciting that we focused on. And then from a marketing perspective, we really integrated it into our retention program. So we actually created a new footer for all of our broadcast sends that highlighted the benefits of joining we call it our Soul Passport program. So to push that to join our loyalty program, we also added automated compliance messages. So we all know we have to send those annoying compliance messages once a month. We decided to leverage one of those automated messages to be about the loyalty program as a friendly reminder. And then we also gave anyone who was in the Soul Passport program all of those unique benefits. So friendly reminders of, hey, continue to build up your points because you'll get more and more benefits from shopping with us.
Yeah, awesome. And quick show of hands, how many of you guys have a loyalty program today or are looking to invest in one in the future? All right, decent amount. Awesome. So I know we have a few minutes left. And just, kind of some takeaways that we have and kind of wanted to wrap things up. And that's really around ensuring, your partners are aligned with your goals and objectives. I think Genevieve shared that earlier where, her team comes in and presents their overall brand strategy and business goals. And that allows your partners to really build on top of that and help execute those things. And obviously we know the only thing constant is change. I think we all thought we were thrown for a bit of a loop during COVID, and now here we are still a little bit scratching our heads, wondering what's going to happen next. And being able to have that agility to test everything and measure everything and be able to pivot in terms of messaging and channels that you want to leverage is really important. And then finally, it's really about team sizes aren't getting any bigger. I don't know that I've spoken to anyone that's like, we've got way more resources than we need. We've got it like on lockdown. And so looking at every possible way to automate, whether it's your email campaigns, your SMS campaigns, whether it's using an AI assistant to help you write your SMS messages or email subject lines, looking for automation and efficiency, especially during this environment, is crucial. And so I'll let Genevieve share any final thoughts that you may have.
Yeah, I think you covered a lot of it, but my only other recommendation is to push your vendors. So by presenting the full plan that you have, that's not just in the specialized area that your vendor might work in, maybe they'll have unique ideas of things you should reprioritize or ways that they can help you. And then that also takes the stress off of your team, because if Listrak can create the emails for us, or if there are automation campaigns that can satisfy a thing that we need to do, it makes sure that your team can focus on the right things versus so much of the execution. So I think that's been a really huge thing for us is by holistically presenting them and getting them involved and really feeling like an extension of our team, we've found efficiencies both in team resources, cost, and also major revenue gains.
And I will also add to that, our customers drive our roadmap. So when new things come up or business priorities or objectives change or different operational needs are wanted, I know your team is very vocal about, hey, we want to see this, this, and this. And that allows our team to continue to innovate and provide value for our customers. So I know we have less than a minute left. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.